So, what to our wondering eyes should appear but a miniature base made by Squier, my dear. This is a Squier Bronco, the new project base. This is a short scale 30-inch base, single pickup, simple device, low cost. We're not going to do a lot to this, just a few things. We'll get with it in a minute. What I'm going to do with this base right now is put new strings on. I'm going to do some inlays, but I don't have the ones I want. They're coming. We'll do that later in the week. And we'll get all this plastic stuff off the fingerboard. And that'll be about it for today. All right, so all the strings are off. We're getting ready to put on the new black tape wound nylon medium gauge. These are a little heavier, I think, than what was on there. These are 50s to 105s. And then I'm going to loosen up the pickguard and take all this. There's a plastic coating here on the pickguard. You can see I've taken off the first layer, but I got to take out all the screws to get the second layer out really well. So we're going to do that right now. We're just going to peel off that second layer of plastic stuff that protects the pickguard. But then it's much more shiny without it. I don't know if you can see how much better it looks. But it's a bit of a pain in the neck to get this off with the screws in the way. So this way we'll just lift it all off and be done with it. All right, it's the underside of the pickguard. You can see the wiring. It's pretty simple and basic. Pretty cool. We'll get ready to put that back on again. Well, we're back again, and this is what I call my notification of modification. We're going to put a waterslide decal. I've already put my name on the back, but we're going to do a waterslide decal here in the front. I had this made up, that I made up on my computer, and that's all ready to go. I'm just going to give this a little wipe down with some water to clean off the wood, because this is just, I think, essentially plain wood. I don't think there's much finish on here at all. If there is, it's very, very little. And there is a little bit of graininess, like wood left over from when they sanded. So we'll try to get all that off with just a paper towel and get it clean and smooth so the decal will stick a little better. So we'll put a little bit of water on here where we're going to put the decal. And then we'll float the decal for a little bit here in the water until it's ready to release. Takes about 30 seconds. And then we'll put it up on the guitar head and embellish the headstock design to my way. Because why? Because it's my guitar. Is it ready to move? It is moving. Okay. So we want to get this in a pretty good place of where we want it to be. And then we'll peel the white away if we can without making this a total disaster. I can feel disaster in the background. All right, let's get that to come away. Oh, I'm twisting it, turning it, screwing it up about 16 ways to Sunday. Ooh, come off. Okay, so now we want to get it moved to where we want it before it starts sticking too seriously. That's pretty close. I want it to line up under the tuners. It feels like it's going to stay about there. So I may just, oh, come on, stop moving. Let's get it lined up a little bit. Or it's going to end up being Steve's custom mess. All right, we'll get some of the water out from underneath and dry it down. That looks pretty good. Now I just got to get this to flatten out. Smooth it with the damp paper towel. Just to get this to stay as smooth as I can. That ain't too bad. Let's see how it dries down. Hopefully it'll shrink a little bit and stay in place good. Looks pretty good. It looks as good as, oh, I pinched the lettering. I pinched the lettering. My custom Squier sign got a little goofy. Can we get away with it? What do we think? Oh God, we hiccuped. That's where it wrinkled. The ink wrinkled on itself. I could take a knife and just leave it as Steve's custom. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cheat on my own plan. What we're going to do is just take an X-Acto knife and exactly X-Acto it right there. I'm going to pull off the Squier because that's redundant. And now we've got Steve's custom Squier Bronco base. That's more acceptable. That's much more acceptable. Yeah? What do you think? I think it's okay. Not a bad way to go. Let's pull back a little. We'll take a look at the big picture. And there's the big picture. Steve's custom Squier Bronco base. That's good. Or it's as good as it's going to get. Now, I did take the liberty to mess with the other side of the headstock, and I'll show you that here. I'll give you a quick view. Let me bring this around into view. So I put by Fender for Steve Bright on the back of the headstock, so it's like permanently identified as mine. Okay? Because it's my guitar. Another one. Another one bites the dust. Okay, so that's what we've done so far. We cleaned up the pickguard. We put black knobs on here, and we put black screws in the pickguards just to change that a little bit. We did the headstock. The next and last thing we're going to do today is change the strings over and put these black tape wound Diodario bass strings, 50 to 105s. So all right, so we got the black tape wound strings are going to go in, and we got to look and find a hole in the back and present these guys up to the front. There's one, the big guy. We'll get the next biggest one and put it up. It's kind of hard to muff up bass strings. They're so clearly different from one another. As long as you get going the right way. So we've done that. Now this is the old style bridge here too. There's only two instead of four individual ones. That's another way I think they save money on this bass. This bass is only 150 bucks, but it's a hell of a bass for 150 bucks. I think it's amazing. It's quite an instrument. Plays well. It's one pickup, very simple, very basic. No nonsense, no heavy lifting. It's short scale. I don't have any idea in the world how to play a bass, but since I've been playing with a couple of these lately, again, I'm going to try to learn. I will give it one of my best half-assed efforts to try to become a bass player of some degree, which will probably be like the third degree or like a fourth degree burn. We'll see. Now down the other end, these are S-style type tuners. I really like this kind of tuner because it makes it simple to put these in and get them all geared up easy. And we should cut them down because we don't need all this length. Even the short scale is, even the short scale strings are way too long for the bass. So what we'll do is cut that off, stick it down the hole. We'll give it a half wrap around the outside, and then we'll start winding it down, get it in place. Make sure we're good on both ends. Try to get it lined up right. And we'll just tighten it up a little bit. So I'll put the rest of the strings on and be back in a second. Okay? And you can see how cute this is going to look when it's finished with the black strings and the white body, the black knobs, the black screws, and we may dress the fretboard with some stuff. Okay, so here we are. We're doing the last string. I just cut it off. And get it down below on the bottom. And then tighten this one down. We want to be under. So we'll take it back. We'll slacken up a little bit. And we'll get under the string. Put that down there. And that is that. Correctly, as they say. Okay, so that's the finished deal. So that's all strings on board, looking good. So now we just got to tune this up and see how it plays. I think it'll be fun. All right, here we go. This is Steve's custom Squier Bronco bass in beautiful red that we have just added new knobs to, new strings to. What else did we do? We put black screws in. We added the new strings. Plays beautiful. This is a short scale, 30-inch neck Bronco bass by Squier. 150 bucks. We added some strings to it. The flat wounds cost about 35. The knobs we had, we did them in. There's only one pickup, a volume and a tone control. Simple beginner bass. And I'm definitely a beginner. And I'm going to try to learn this little beast. And we may do some other stuff to it later on. I may do some inlays on the board. But I don't know. I like it just the way it is. Come out pretty cute. We did put our own name on the back, so it's identified. Steve Bright. Okay? And it's custom Squier, as you can see. And then we cheated on the back and we put our name on the back. By Fender for Steve Bright. Can you see that cute? We added that in. Just a little touch. All right, that's that for tonight. There's the red telly we did over. There's the new red Bronco bass, short scale. There's the black bass that's waiting for an owner, perhaps. And then we've got the Squier Jaguar short scale maroon kind of bass that we did over the other day. So that's the whole new bass family.